Gun Freak Nation, how y'all doing? Um, I felt compelled to do this live because of the events that happened in my city of Detroit, earlier today. Um, Throughout my the few years I've been doing this on YouTube, I've always been consistent in telling women, what up though, Big Cam. I've always been consistent with telling women specifically to to be armed. So I want to dedicate tonight's live to Miss Green. Um, the system failed her. I later found out that her ex-husband been like stalking her and just doing crazy, things to her, shit that weirdos do, right? Um, she did all of the right things, getting restraining orders. Um, but she made one crucial decision that pretty much affected whether she live or die. And that was the choice for whatever reason. And forgive me if I'm you know going before the horse. She may she may have had a gun, but she didn't have a gun on her because she worked at a hospital. Policies at most jobs, you cannot be armed. My opinion on that is fuck that stupid policy. I'm going to be armed. I any day would rather lose my job than lose my life. So don't ever think, you know, just because you at work, all of the crime and violence will never come your way. It's only when you get off work. No, my person, I'm not no lawyer. Don't take my advice. But what I'm telling you, I will have one on me because when that devil strikes, when the evil strikes, it will come. Trust me, it will come out the blue when you least expect it. So it's always better to have it on you. You know what I'm saying? And if she would have had a gun on her, fuck all that protection orders and restraining orders and all that. I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't advise not getting them because that's evidence, that's proof, that's backing your side of the story up that this crazy motherfucker that you're dealing with is stalking you and terrorizing you. I cannot express enough to y'all that restraining orders and all that shit is not gonna work. Once when you got a crazy motherfucker that's determined in his mind to hurt you, unalive you, no piece of paper is going to protect you, save your life. You can't depend on no police. You can't depend on your best friend. You can't depend on your husband. You can't listen. Your life is solely your responsibility. It's solely your responsibility. So stop thinking because you got a restraining order and you don't call, and at the end of the day, nobody was there to save Miss Green. Not her co-workers, not the security that was already at the hospital. No police showed up. You got to get armed. Shut off to Dr. T. This is why I, have so much love and respect for her. Because this woman here, ain't nobody gonna fuck with her, or they gonna end up in Funky Town. This woman shoots a fucking shotgun. I don't even shoot a shotgun. I own one, but I don't shoot it like how I should shoot it. But she shoots a shotgun. So we don't have to have no worries about good old Dr. T not being able to protect herself. But this woman, I'm so sorry, Miss Green, that this happened to you. And I'm so sorry. This is like the second incident where Ramen was killed, around a hospital. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, Ramen trying to get away from her ex. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the same hospital that this happened. This motherfucker put on a wig, loitering around in the hospital parking garage or parking lot, waiting until she got off from work, kidnapped her, and unalived her. She was found 2 days later in the trunk of a car, man. Listen, women, I love y'all, but you gotta love yourself enough to get armed up. If you can afford a gun, and you can buy a gun as cheap as $200, so it really ain't no excuse. We got layaway. You got to be concerned about your life. Calling 911, getting restraining orders. Like I said, it's a good thing to do because that's a paper trail. But what's going to save your life at the end of the day is going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be you having a gun to protect yourself. I want to play something for y'all.
And now we want to turn our focus to the victim. As you can imagine, Latricia Green's family, friends, and coworkers are simply devastated. Her family sharing photos with us tonight.
Our team coverage continues now with 7 News Detroit reporter Ruta Alsinaida live with more from employees who hid in fear and coworkers who say they'll never forget their friend. Ruta.
Yeah, you guys, clearly just an emotional day for those that knew and loved Latricia Green, but also for the employees that were inside the hospital when those shots rang out, who had to run, hide, and pray that they weren't next.
It was horrible. It was the most horrible feeling, because when you're in a room and they tell you can't leave, and it's somebody shooting, you just don't know. And your life just started flashing, in front of your eyes. So
to say Tashina Stevens was shaken up after the deadly shooting inside her workplace Friday morning would be an understatement. Was your shift already over, or are you leaving early?
I'm leaving early. I need to get out of here. No, this scared me too bad. It just traumatized me too much. No.
53-year-old Mario Green allegedly shot and killed his ex-wife in the basement of Henry Ford Hospital just off West Grand Boulevard before taking off. Latricia worked at the hospital and was on shift that day. Those that knew and worked side by side with her are absolutely devastated by the news.
She loved God. She focused on getting money and taking care of her family. Lord Jesus Christ, she was an amazing person.
Henry Ford Hospital was on lockdown for about an hour after the shots rang out before opening back up to patients and visitors. Streets were closed as the manhunt continued for the suspect throughout the afternoon, but staff inside the building say there was a lot of fear and confusion.
They were walking with their guns, like their hands on it, looking for this person. And we didn't know if he was still hiding, so we didn't know anything.
The disbelief still there too, knowing a life was taken far too soon in such a violent way.
She never did nothing to nobody. She was a nice, generous person.
She was magnificent. She was more than a friend. She was a mother. She was a wife. She did her job.
These employees now just hoping to heal and recover from such a terrifying day at work.
I cannot believe this. Okay, I cannot believe this.
It was
Yeah, clearly
it's
emotions
really,
still running high, and the employees.
It makes no sense, man. Hold on, I got one more video that I want to play for y'all. I got one more video. Here we go. Can y'all see that? Here we go. This is sad right here because she really was trying to get help. And like I said, when it went down, shit, nobody was there.
Police say this is not the first time the man accused. Police say this is not the first time the man accused of fatally shooting his ex-wife has been in trouble with the law.
We have also learned that the woman who lost her life in today's shooting filed for a personal protection order just last month that was never served. 7 investigator Ross Jones joining us live right now here in studio with how in the world this could have happened.
Yeah, a lot of questions that need to be answered. Good evening to you both. Mario Green was convicted of aggravated stalking back in 2001 and spent 6 years in prison for arson before his 2012 release. But much more recently, his ex-wife said he posed an immediate danger to her, and she went before a judge to stop him.
The cries for help from Latricia Green could be seen in black and white. First, in a personal protection order sought on June 13th, when she said her ex-husband Mario Green was stalking her, that he continued to call my job and threatened to meet employees outside, and showed up to my job and tried to enter my office without my approval to get to me. The judge denied that PPO, but just over a month later, on July 20th, Latricia would seek another. This time, she said her ex-husband's behavior had escalated. Since I was denied, she said, he has now been able to break into my car and cut up my clothes, shoes, and steal belongings from me. And he followed me on multiple occasions and has tried to break my car window. I noticed him following me from Oak Park all the way back to the city and on Woodward and the Boulevard. He continued to try and turn his car into mine and block me off. He has continued to call my job and said he will not stop or stop coming after me. I have tried to be cordial, she said, because I feel that the system has now let me down each time that I have tried to make reports on this man. My father was murdered, and now with this situation, I am now in mental distress and scared, not knowing what to do. I have to constantly look over my shoulder to make sure this man is not following me to hurt me like he has done in the past with physical abuse. I am asking for help before this goes too far, she wrote, and things are too late. This time, the judge granted the PPO, deeming Mario Green to pose a threat to his ex-wife. But there was a problem, according to DPD Assistant Chief Charles Fitzgerald.
Unfortunately, it was not served on her ex-husband, so it almost brings us here today.
Well, according to Wayne County's website, a PPO can be served through a process server or court officer, a third party, or by certified mail. We do not know if Latricia Green pursued any of those methods or if they would have made a difference at the end of the day. But it is so terrifying to read that she more or less predicted this.
That's so sad that this woman, she did everything she could, put it that way. But the only crucial mistake she made is not being armed that day. Because I don't know her personally. I don't know whether she did have a firearm. I don't know that. All I know is obviously she didn't have one on her at her job. And I notice it's a trend to this because a lot of these savages know that you can't bring a gun, to your workplace. You can't have a gun on you on your job in certain jobs. So they're clever enough to know that you're not going to be armed and you got to make it to your car. And they'll get you before you get to your car because that's where your firearm may be. I wish Miss Green you know, rest in peace to you. But that should not have never happened to you. And I wish that you would have had a gun. I'm telling you, that's a life or death situation right there. Whether you can, if you don't have a gun, certainly that savage is going to unalive you. It's going to kill you. So at least having that gun would give you a fighting chance against that crazy motherfucker. You got to put him down before he puts you down. You got to assume when you got a crazy motherfucker stalking you and acting like they can't live without you, because a lot of people, a lot of them is crazy. And if in their mind, they will go crazy just the thought of you being intimate, you know, with another man, fucking basically another man. That will kill them. They have the mentality, if I can't have you, nobody else is going to have you. And that's a sick, crazy, desperate, diabolical, evil motherfucker that thinks that way. So at the end of the day, you got to get armed up, not with no bat, not with no knife, not with a billy club, not no hammer, not no mace, taser, whatever. Because that savage that's trying to get you and eat you alive, I guarantee you, he's going to be armed with a gun. It's so sad to see that woman lose her life and basically begging the police to, you know, but at the end of the day, it's not the police responsibility. They're not crime, you know, fighters, man. They crime responders more so. You're not going to be lucky and, you know, have a savage break in on you, target you, and the police just happen to be cruising by and they see the shit. I mean, what are the odds to that? And even still, you don't want to put that responsibility of somebody. You don't never ever want to put yourself in a position where you are dependent on somebody else to protect you. You got to make that your sole responsibility. If Miss Green would have been armed today, it would be one less crazy motherfucker in this world. That motherfucker been fucking with her, been stalking her. And you see how the shit just escalated? Being pussy whipped will make a man do some crazy ass, insane things. I hear this motherfucker was married and he still couldn't get over his ex for whatever reason, to the point it drove him to do some diabolical shit like that. Women, please be careful who you lay down with. I know niggas will lie and show you the best colors, the brightest, best colors, but eventually their true colors will come about, and you may not like it. And then they may not like it that you're not really liking them like that no more. And you have motherfuckers, it's about egos, it's about being pussy whipped, it's about just being a possessive motherfucker wanting to possess over you. And then you realize it, and then you try to break free of the situation to be, I'm about this bitch. I can't be with this crazy motherfucker. He fooled me. Because niggas love to lie and put on the best impressions when they trying to get a woman. Okay, they're gonna tell you any and everything. You're gonna be a fucking angel, unless you just like them thugged out like that. Some of y'all I just don't get. The ones that like the thug motherfucker over the good guy. Hey man, I don't get it, but hey, I don't judge. What I'm saying is, once you know that motherfucker is crazy and you catch that motherfucker, flatten your car tires and, keying your car, and threaten you, get that restraining order so it can back you up when you pop that motherfucker. Because guess what? If you go out there and get a gun, go to the range, of course, make sure the key thing to having a gun is reliability. You want to make sure that when you pull that trigger, it's going to go bang. All right. And you point it at your target that's trying to target you to steal your joy, steal your peace, take your life. So don't feel two fucks about getting him before he gets you. Okay. You point it and aim it and pull the trigger until that threat is neutralized. It's just as simple as that. But if you don't own a gun, you may not even be able to get to your phone to even dial 911. And I guarantee you that your stalker, crazy ex, or whoever, they're going to be armed with a gun. You just put your life and your safety, your life in the palm of his hands. And at this particular point, he got you where he wants you, and ain't nobody coming to save you. And it's up to him at that point, whether you live or whether you die. Come on, you can't give no savages that type of power over you. It's crazy motherfuckers out here in this world. Some men are just crazy as fucking. There's some crazy ass women out here too. I had a homie, got his head blew the fuck off by a crazy woman that accused him of cheating. So it cuts both ways, but it tends to be more women getting unalived due to a crazy motherfucker they was dealing with at one point. I say strap up, be armed. You in society, you already are looked upon and profiled as a soft target. That's why they would pick a woman over a dude any day, because they already perceive y'all as being weak. But prove them wrong. What's going to be the equalizer is that almighty gun, that GUN. You need that gun. Because that's what's going to equalize that fight. You don't want to be that woman that got to run and scream and, oh my God, oh, it's savages in here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't find my phone. This shit is happening all too fast. Oh shit. What I got to do to survive? You don't want to be that person. You want to be the one that pull your shit out. Okay, motherfuckers, you in the wrong house now, and make them motherfuckers turn around and one they stank funky asses up out your shit. That's the person that you want to be. As you saw in the news footage, one of the women that was crying appeared to be praying and, you know, talking in biblical terms, and nobody mentioned about getting a gun. Think about that. You gotta use your common sense. The only way you're gonna win against a bad guy with a gun, you got to be the good person with the gun. You don't get no simpler than that. So you women that may stagger upon this video, please do it for yourself. Do it for the people in your lives that love you. We trying to keep you here as long as we can. But Miss Green, she should be alive right now. But yet she was killed at her job by somebody that obviously couldn't get over her. They call them type of killings, man. I guess passion killings. It's just a crazy motherfucker, man, that got an ego and his pride has been hurt, and he's being pretty much scorned, and he don't want to give up. He want to have power and possession over her. So if I can't control her no more, then guess what? I'm gonna end her life. That's their mindset. And anybody that will say otherwise, that just fall back and just get the restraining order and all that shit, they don't know what the fuck they talking about. You got to be armed. So many people have lost their lives. So many women have lost their lives unnecessarily. Just about 3 years ago, it was a woman that was dealing with a crazy motherfucker, and he broke in and was beating her ass to the point where she ran off and left her 3-year-old daughter, which you would have to kill me before I leave my kid. But she did. And this bastard took her daughter, kidnapped her, took her all the way to my city on the east side, and wrapped his strangled her to death with his cell phone charging cord. He should have been unalived on the spot. But I wish that child's mother would have been armed with a gun. It would have made a difference. And I'm saying not just have a gun to have it, but be armed up here, tactically. I call it being savage ready. But there's a lot of women that should be here that's not here. I need y'all to get armed. Love yourself enough. You don't want to be no rape victim. And you damn sure do not want to be a murder victim when you raped and murdered. So fight back. You know, I dedicate this live to Miss Green. I can tell that woman was like in fear, like truly in fear of her life. And seeing that last video where she tried to do all of the right things and nobody at the end of the day was there to save her or protect her. I know that hospital will have, stricter security now. I know Sinai, where Maserati Wick was assassinated, killed, like back in the 80s. Big ass, huge drug dealer, Maserati Wick. They tried to, they put a hit on him. They shot him. He survived it, and they got him at the hospital. And that's when all these hospitals started putting in the metal detectors, having armed, security guards, and basically police. Yeah, that happened in Detroit. That happened back in the 80s. So I don't know how he was able to get in Henry Ford with the gun, but I've been to Henry Ford several times, and you can't just walk up in there. I think it's only like the emergency that got it where when you're going through emergency, you got to go through the metal detector and stuff. So I mean, they just need stricter security, man. Miss Green should be here. I wish she would have been armed. I wish she would have been armed, but now all I can do is just wish you heaven. And I hope wherever you at peace. But I wish you would have had a peace on you. And you could have got him instead of it being you. I wish he would be on that morgue table at the morgue in that freezer instead of you. But because he had a gun and you didn't, you didn't have not one chance. Shout out again to Dr. T. Go check her out. Check her channel out. She got nothing but like A1 content, and she know what the fuck she talking about. And I was proud to have her as a guest on the podcast, the podcast that no longer is on my channel. And there's a couple of other podcasts that's no longer on my channel, and I didn't remove them. So what the fuck is going on? Why do YouTube fucking hate me that fucking much that they taking shit down without my consent? It's like we at war or something, man. The way this channel is shadow banned. I'm getting people that's telling me they're getting notifications like 4 or 5 days after I upload a video. I get people, hey man, my comment is being deleted. Hey man, somebody unsubscribed me from your channel. I didn't do it. So it is what it is. It ain't gonna stop me. It's not gonna deter me. I'm gonna keep on, being on my mission to get people armed. I don't give a fuck about what race you are, what religion you are, what sex you are, what sexual preference you prefer. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Take care of yourself and your life. Live your life. And protect your life, most importantly. Anyway, tonight's live stream is dedicated to Miss Green. I wish you heaven. You didn't deserve to go out like that, sis. And for all my other sisters, thank you for blessing me to watching this video, this live. But please take my advice and go out there and get you a gun. I'm not judging you because you took up time with a crazy motherfucker. That ain't your fault. People, they will lie and fool you. So I get it, And I understand when you realize you're a fucked up individual, you don't want no ties with him. Break up with his ass. But have you that funky town sender just in case that motherfucker try you. Let that be the last choice to fuck with you, to try to unalive you. Let that be the first choice, the ever fucked up last decision of his life. Trying you like that. Dr. T, much love and respect. Go over there, y'all. Check her channel out. Her channel is flourishing, and that's a blessing. And get this, y'all, the first gun channel, I ain't trying to brag or nothing like that, but when she first got on YouTube, guess what channel she was watching first? Can y'all speculate and guess that channel? Yours truly. So and then she blessed me with, coming on the podcast. So I salute you, Dr. T. I love y'all. Y'all take care of one another. Be there for one another. And, treat everybody like it's going to be your last time you ever see them. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we get them moments where, damn, that was the last time I saw my nephew. Oh, that was the last time when I saw my brother. That was the last time when I saw my other brother. Unfortunately, we all gonna get them last times. So, treat people like it's gonna be your last time seeing them. I think if we did that, the world would be heaven. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about no race or nothing, man. That's so beneath us. It's all about love. It's all about righteousness. It's all about, just trying to live a righteous life, a decent life where we ain't bothering nobody. We work hard, we hustle hard for all the shit that we got that we deserve. But we don't deserve to be, violated. We don't deserve to have somebody pushing up on us and trying to sexually assault us or, just brutalize us, unalive us for no reason at all. Because that's what the devil wants. So we got to be here. We got to be God's or the Most High soldiers. We got to protect our peace, our loved ones at all costs and at all times. Remember that. The second that you realize and confirm that it's evil in this world, demonic forces in this world, you already gonna be a target because you're a righteous person. It's a whole lot of sick, evil, demonic people out here walking around amongst us. You can't trust nobody nowadays. You trust in the Most High and trust in that decision to go out there and arm yourself and know what the fuck to do when it's time to do. Take that fucking fight to them when they try you. Remember that. Your life fucking matters. And you don't want to be one of those people in the cemetery that shouldn't be in the cemetery. Take them out. It's either you or them. So don't let it be you. Get you a gun. I love you, Miss Green, and all of the other women that this shit, horrible, tragic shit happened to. I wish y'all peace, but I wish y'all could have been armed and know what to do with that gun. And maybe, just maybe, you would still be here. I hate doing videos like this, but I feel the need to. There's two things that irk me. When a child is being abused, preyed on, and when a woman is, being victimized and stalked and shit, you know? Get armed. Please. Don't let nobody get the drop on you. Don't expect no police, your friend, whatever. Nobody's coming to save you, so save yourself. I love you, Gun Freak Nation. I'm about to jump off. And I might go live again later tonight. But this live stream is dedicated of the memory, the victim, you know, Miss Green. I'm sorry that happened to you. Try your best to rest in peace. Gun Freak Nation, salute.